Hey
Hmm.
guys, huge fan of the show. As a lover of aviation, I've been going to air shows for the last, 10, 15 years. And I love seeing the different aircraft and the warbirds and the demo teams, and even the little extra pilots, and they do some crazy stuff. Um, it seems like since COVID-19, we've had more and more, um, you know, crashes or mishaps, involving air shows. I mean, even just this year. I guess my main question is, do you think that there is something that is causing that, or there's a reason those have been happening seemingly more frequently? And do you think that there's a possibility that the FAA will eventually say just no more air shows overall? Thanks again, huge fan. I appreciate your guys' content as well as your mental health minute. It means a lot.
No, there's more air
No.
shows, right? So COVID, we didn't have any air shows. Now we have more, and they're older jets. The jets are just getting older and older and older.
I kind of see what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like pre-Rona
Mm-hmm.
compared to post, which
Oh boy, we're gonna get demonetized, Gonky. Here we go.
no.
Gonky's getting us banned from the YouTubes.
No. I mean I understand his question. I honestly I think it's just bad luck. Maybe that's naive to think that, but I agree. It does seem like there's more incidents.
Rick,
But I don't think the FAA will ever ban air shows.
Rick, what do you think? You think it's statistically because the jets are getting older, pilots are getting older? I mean, there's
Can't be
not
the
cause, not
uh,
the pilots, but I mean,
uh,
we're dealing with warbirds that are now, I mean, 70, 80 years old.
well, in my one of my pet theories is that things are just about the same as they always have been, except there's more ways you can learn about them with social
That's true
media.
too. That's true too.
And as far as the airplanes are concerned, if you maintain an airplane correctly, they're basically infinite life. Now, you may wind up with just one rivet that has not been replaced by the time you retire the airplane.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean by maintaining it correctly. And the recent MiG that went in, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I would not be surprised that the quality of the airframe itself and the quality of the engine itself and the control systems, et cetera, is generally subpar compared to US or free world type equipment. And so in that instance, it may be a problem with maintenance of the equipment because you're not sure what it is. You don't really have a manual. You don't really have a depot. You don't really have tools. And so you got a fairly cheap product to start with and not detailed knowledge as to how to actually maintain the airplane. And I don't know what happened. I have no clue to that.
Yeah.
But I have this thing in the back of my head, at least for foreign airplanes of dubious heritage, you got to be extremely careful of them because they ain't the best pieces of iron flying around.
Yeah.
As far as do we have more now than we're not? I don't think so. And if you do, it gets publicized a lot more, so a lot more people are knowledgeable about it, and it gets to be a big brouhaha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember them in the past, especially as a kid. You'd see it on the news, air show crash, and then that's the end of it. You might get 2 news cycles out of it, and then you never
Yep.
hear about it again.
And if you didn't
Versus,
get paper that week,
right. Versus here, now we have the footage of it, then we have the new angle of it, then we have the pilot speaks out and the backseater speaks out, and then all the channels pick that up, and it stays in the news cycle. You're right, it stays in the news cycle a lot longer. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a risk of them getting rid of it, but I could see them tightening down on what can be, what gets the exhibition category. You know, what can be used as at an air show, to your point, Rick, of, I mean, you know, are you going to allow that 30 or 40-year-old Russian aircraft that only had a life cycle of 10 years to fly over these populated areas? I don't know.
Beats me. I'm glad I'm not working there.